Hello, everyone. An interesting tweet from Science for Lambs around Google Classroom. Is it possible to search for material topics in a stream? So the answer is no. So we've come across this and contended with this issue around Classroom. Initially, Classroom was very chronologically based, where your stream was simply based on when you posted things. Google did introduce topics, which made it slightly easier to navigate. But still, if you have a very busy class and you're doing topics that have a lot of posts in terms of material, it's going to get very long very quick. And as students scroll down through it, it dynamically loads the later content. So if you're going down and referencing something that was posted a long time ago, quite a bit, it's a problem. Now, teachers can pin stuff to the top, but it's still not really ideal in terms of searching for content for your course. So the solution that a lot of schools are using, us included, is to make a companion Google site. So the advantage of the Google site is it's much easier to lay out your work. You can have sub pages, you can break topics up into pages or even a mini site if you want. You're maintaining one site then, potentially across a number of years that you're teaching, and you can update it. And for the students, then they can go and they can find out the relevant information wherever they need to. Much easier for revision in that. So an example then of how you use this to complement what you're doing in Classroom is that in Classroom you might be covering a topic, and instead of posting 5 or 6 pieces of material on the post there, you'll just post a direct link to the page in Classroom that's covering that topic. So when you're editing the Classroom, you'll see, or when you're looking at a Google site, you'll see that the direct link to each page will appear up here in the taskbar. You can copy and paste it in the Classroom. The advantage of this then is you can also update the material if you wish, and you can put in any exercises and videos. Like here I have different levels of explanations and materials gathered, and you can lay them out in a nice logical fashion. Now then, why is Classroom still very important? It is around the assessment and the formative assessment. So even though I can post exercises here on the site, I can only really give proper feedback and have the students complete them in an effective way if they're delivered through Classroom. So the default here would be to have an interactive like doc here in this case, where the students will get a copy of it when they open the assignment, and they have to fill in the answers down along and write in, answer questions and then demonstrate their understanding of the material in question. So this post ends up being just a link to the site, and then the assignment in question, which I can grade and give feedback to and form into the Google Classroom gradebook. And then when the student's revising, they can go back into the Google site. And the thing with the Google site is it does have its own search. So if I'm looking at revising Turing machines, I can just do a search there and it'll pop up, unlike in Classroom where I don't have that search functionality. So I would still organize everything into topics in Classroom so the students can go back. But as a result of having a lot of my content on the Google site, I have less posts and less material to post, because sometimes you could be posting something the next year, and if you have 4 or 5 or 6 resources linked in a post, you're trying to copy and paste those from links from the previous year, and it's not as neat as the idea of just having the website there where you can organize all these onto. Now, the other thing I would do around the classrooms in terms of organization is to have core documents, like in this case, you might have a digital notebook. So this is something where students can put their progress as they're going down through it. You can have a link system, and as they're updating it, then they're making their own notes into one digital document rather than having loads of different docs and different posts. So this is another way to consolidate and be able to search the notes for students rather than having separate notes for each topic, that they would have a master notebook, and you can use a table of contents then to link directly to the topics that the students are making their own notes on. And as they're making their own notes on the topic, I would have them fill out this Google Sheets based planner. So once again, sharing this as a make a copy for each student, they can tick the material and write in as they're writing the notes to acknowledge that they've covered this topic. They can give the topic a difficulty and rate how confident they are with it. And then as they go through revision, they can adjust these up and down right up to the final exams or the term exams. So it also helps the students appreciate as well that they've done certain things, because if you're a teacher, you'll know that when if you had a substitute teacher in and you're asking, like, what have you covered? They will say, they won't have an idea. At least if they've got some kind of a planner around all the learning outcomes of the course, that they can give a detailed account of that. Okay, so I hope this helps. Thank you.